Welcome back to the pig room, you guys, or welcome to the pig room if you are new here. So I am currently in my bedroom, and typically that means one thing and one thing only, and that is because we are going to be doing another bonding session. I am very excited for this one, and I gotta say, I'm a little bit more excited than nervous. Actually, I'm probably not even that nervous because I think this is going to go very, very well. We are going to be bonding Dorothy, who is currently living alone with my trio, who consists of Vision, Lennon, and Willow. If you guys remember, that bonding with the trio went absolutely amazing. There was no signs of aggression or dominance behavior. Honestly, it was like they were best friends from the get-go. So I'm hoping, really hoping that this is the same situation. I do kind of have a feeling it could be because knowing Dorothy and her personality, she's very timid, very scared. So really, I don't think she poses a threat. But then again, with bonding situations, you just never know. And I have to say that I'm really excited for Dorothy because again, she's very timid, very scared. Whenever I walk into her room where she's currently living in my sewing room next to Ariel and Fifi, which their bonding is going to be in a bit actually after this video. She's always under a pig mat. She's always scared. Always. Constantly just wants to be away from me. She's very good with Ariel and Fifi and will interact with them for the most part, but she's kind of a lone pig. And I really hope that with her having more friends, it helps her to come out of her shell more. I think her being in the pig room will really help her out because she can see other piggies, interact with other piggies, smell other piggies, just overall be with more of a presence, a piggy presence, if you will. So I think this bonding will really do her justice in just overall improving her life. So fingers crossed it works out again because I really want the best for my Dorothy. If you guys missed my last video, I did mention that I was going to be keeping Dorothy. A couple people were actually confused on my Instagram because I had announced that I was doing this bonding session and they were like, wait, you never made an official announcement, but I did actually mention it in my last video. So if you guys missed that, yes, Dorothy is going to be joining the pig room. I felt it was only necessary because, well, not only necessary because she's absolutely adorable and deserves the whole world and more, but I felt like she was a little bit more deserving considering the fact that she did lose her cage mate, and that was Dove. I'm so incredibly heartbroken still to this day that she is gone. I really do wish she was here with us because she was one of the most special pigs. So in Dove's honor, I am going to be keeping Dorothy and trying to make this bonding work because that is what she deserves, and I'm sure Dove would want that as well. So the most exciting part, obviously, when it comes to doing a bonding session, if it goes well, is the cage renovation. So we are going to be doing that in this video if it goes well. I don't want to jinx it, honestly, knock on wood, but they're going to be getting a cage renovation. So currently my trio is living in a 3x7, and if Dorothy does well with them and the other piggies accept her with open paws, we're going to be going from a 3x7 to a 3x8. That'll give each piggy 6 square feet per pig, which is awesome. I like to follow a 5 square foot per pig rule. That's just kind of how I go about doing my cages, and this is going to be the perfect cage size for them. So I'm very excited to go ahead and do another cage renovation for you guys. I'm gonna stop on jambling. We're gonna get into this and just see what happens. Let's go. Now, one of the most important things when it comes to doing a bonding session is making sure you're doing it in a neutral area. So that could be in your bedroom, your living room, your kitchen, just a space within your home that your piggies are not really familiar with. Now, I've done plenty of bonding sessions in my whole entire life of having piggies, and I will say practically all of my pigs have been in this room at one point, but it has been cleaned multiple times between then. So there really comes a time when they don't really know what room they're in anymore. So that's when clean fleece comes into play. So making sure you're using fresh, clean fleece is super important, as you guys can see here. The most adorable chicken fleece ever. I love it so much. It has been washed thoroughly and it's nice and clean. I also have a U-Haul layer underneath to absorb their pee. Along with the fresh fleece, you also want to make sure you're using fresh grids. Making sure there's no scent of any other piggies on there is super important to make sure it's not anyone else's spaces but their own. The size of the pen also drastically matters as well. If you're bonding a bunch of guinea pigs with each other, you want to make sure you're not doing it in a super tight space because things can get very overwhelming for the piggies and just cause unnecessary stress. So what I like to go based off of is what cage size are they moving into. So this is actually a 4x6 bonding pen, which is 24 square feet, and they are actually going to be moving, if it works out, into a 3x8. So that actually equals out to 24 square feet as well. So the size of this bonding pen is exact at the cage size that they would be moving in. And this works out really well because if they can get along in their bonding pen, they can definitely get along in their cage. Not only do guinea pigs need hay 24/7, but this allows them to have something to do while they're in this bonding pen with each other. This can go on for hours, even days. So it's super important that they have something to do. So let's go ahead and get this started and see what happens. I have Dorothy in my hands. I am just going to introduce her and see what happens. All right, now I must admit I'm a little bit more nervous than I was before because we're jumping right in, but let's just hope for the best. There you go, sweet cheeks. All right. And I have a sweater on hand in case things get a little bit crazy. All right, ready? Already off the bat, of course, Vision is interested in Dorothy. So Willow, who is right over there, currently saying hi to, well, she's sniffing her ear. She's my most calm piggy. She and Dorothy actually have very similar personalities where they're pretty timid, so that may complement this bonding session really well. Lennon has obviously not noticed that there's a new piggy in the pen. And of course, Dorothy's already hiding under the hay, her favorite thing to do. So when I bonded the trio, I would say it took about maybe 4 to 5 hours to really feel confident that they were going to work out. So if all is well and there's no aggressive behaviors from anyone on anyone's part, I probably will end up doing the same amount of time. Obviously, if there is anything, I'll keep it going longer, but I kind of have a feeling already that this is going to go very, very well. Also, not to mention, her butt's very dirty. She needs a bath, so if you guys see that, she will be getting a bath very soon. But Lennon is probably my most worrisome piggy. She has in the past with past bonding sessions. So she's been a little bit aggressive towards other females, but hopefully she does well this time. Oh, Dorothy's coming out. I must admit, she looks good with them too, which is really nice. If I do notice that Dorothy's hiding a little bit too much, I'll probably flatten out the hay so that way they can actually see each other and meet each other. As you can see, Dorothy's just saying hi to Lennon. Oh, she's so cute. She was doing the same thing with Willow with kind of grooming their ears, which is really cute. This makes me really happy to see with, Dorothy being with new friends because she really needs us. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to flatten the hay just a little bit. I just want everyone to see each other. That way there's no hiding on anyone's end. That's what I will say, just a word of advice. If you guys ever do bonding sessions, don't make too high of a pile because it really helps those piggies to not be seen, and you don't want that in a bonding session. So kind of flatten it out. There's still spots where they can get under it, but for the most part, they're not going to be like totally concealed and the piggy doesn't know where the piggy is. So something like that's totally fine. Half of her body's practically out. Anything bigger than that, I would definitely flatten it out. So things are going pretty well so far, which makes me really happy to see. Again, I had no concerns on Dorothy's end because she is a fairly calm piggy. We'll wait this out, see what happens, and just keep this thing going. Alrighty guys, so it's now been 3 hours. 3 hours of boredom, which is actually a great thing because it has been so successful. Literally nothing happened. The most crazy it got was just some chasing and rumble strutting. Other than that, everyone got along amazingly. Just having known Dorothy's personality, I knew she was going to fit in perfectly. So yeah, we have another successful bond on our hands. I am so happy. We actually now have 2 herds in the pig room, which is really, really awesome. So typically I would leave them in here for, a couple more hours, but they're just hanging out. They're doing absolutely nothing. They're sleeping, they're loving up on each other, they're grooming each other as well. So there's really no point to keep them in here. So we're just gonna move them right into the cage. I'm gonna go ahead and give the cage a little bit of an upgrade and make sure everything is super sanitized, decorate the cage, get it all nice and prepped for them to move into. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and extended the cage off camera. So they went from a 3x7 to a 3x8. And even though the cage extension was not like super major, it feels so much larger, so I am so happy to put all 4 of them in this new cage. If you'll notice, I don't have a chloroplast wall on the left side of the cage. I didn't really feel like cutting a whole new chloroplast space, but I definitely will be doing that in the future. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up the cage with our jumbo piggy bunk beds. This is one of our most popular products. I constantly get questions on it about where I got it from. This is actually one of my own products that I developed and created. It's the jumbo piggy bunk bed. It is absolutely amazing. The pigs love it to death. So I went ahead and put 2 of them in there. These are a great item to have in your cage post bonding session because it really helps the piggies not to get trapped in any corners. I also put in one of my frog squish tunnels, and this is our fleece forage ball. You can put forage and treats in it, and it's a really fun enrichment toy for your piggies to enjoy. Of course, we cannot forget our Timothy kebab. It is super delicious. The pigs go nuts over this. And here is a little overview of the cage. So we have their kitchen area. We have their new castle from Karen, which is so freaking cute. I'm so excited for the piggies to try it out. We have their squish tunnel, some toys, of course, their tried and true bunk beds, the best item ever. I cannot express that enough. And there is a little extension that you guys can see. It's nice and secure and supported. So all that's left for us to do is to go ahead and move in the piggies. So let's go. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to first put in Dorothy into her new amazing cage. Go ahead and check it out, Missy. Alrighty, and then we will go ahead and move in Willow right there. And then we have Vision. I know, I know. Lennon is so vocal. Alrighty, and our last piggy is Miss Lennon. There we go. Alrighty, now the pigs are gonna be exploring. It's gonna be so cool to see Dorothy like interacting with everyone. So again, the cage is 3 square feet bigger. Even though it's just 3 square feet, it looks so much larger. It's 1 grid less than what the herd has. So it's perfect for this amount of piggies. I also added in that extra hidey, as you guys can see. I'll probably add in another hay station with another hay rack, but 2 should be fine for now. Do we like it, Miss Dorothy? Oh my God, the castle's perfect. I just added one of my pea pads in the middle for the bridge. And then they can obviously use the steps right there to get up on top of there. But it's kind of like a tunnel where they just go through. They do have like exit holes in the back, but it would have to be like moved to the center for them to use it. But I kind of like this. Oh my God, she looks so good with them. This makes me so happy to see. By far one of the easiest bonds I've ever done, which is really, really good. It's not often that it's easy, but when it is, it's like a blessing because I'll tell you what, bonding days are super stressful. So to have this is just honestly a sigh of relief. But Dorothy right now is inside of her new castle from Karen. Thank you so much if you're watching this, Karen. They are enjoying it, as you can tell. Let's see if she'll go up on the bridge. So as you guys can, oh my God, she did it. As you guys know, this is quite the upgrade from what Dorothy was living in before. She was living in a 2x4. Now she's living in a 3x8. So she has plenty of room to run around. Obviously, she has 3 new friends and just plenty of enrichment items and just different things to do. So honestly, I could not be happier for her. And keeping her was honestly the best decision for her because I knew that I could spoil her. So if there's anyone to take care of her, I knew it was me. We have 4 water bottles as well. I think she just popcorn, but I missed it. This is still gonna happen inside of their new cage because when they're moving into a new space, they still kind of have to assert some dominance with each other, so that is normal. But for the most part, that should calm down in the next couple days. For the first week, I'm just gonna keep things really, really open, not do any like 1 entrance hideys or anything like that. For the most part, I actually don't have any 1 entrance hideys. I kind of only use 2 entrances or things like the bunk beds. So those things really help to keep the peace. I think her also like being next to the other piggies and hearing them and seeing them will really help her out and just really help to bring her out of her shell. I really hope so because she could truly flourish. I do have hope in her. So fingers crossed, she turns into a very trustworthy piggy with me. She'll start taking treats from my hands, letting me pet her. She will not let me pet her like at all. Let's see if you guys can actually see. Oh, Vision has decided to bother her. She's too busy right now getting chased. But yeah, she won't let me pet her, but I think in time she will allow me to. She's so happy. Honestly, even though she's being chased and it's probably annoying, I'm sure she's happy about it. Alrighty guys, so that's gonna be it for this week's video. I really hope you guys enjoy watching. I'm very excited for you guys to see Dorothy's progress here in the pig room. You definitely will be seeing a lot more of her now going forward because obviously she's now in the pig room. Next is going to be Ariel and Fifi. I cannot wait for that bonding because we're going to be extending the herd's cage like a lot more, so it's going to be huge. So get excited for that. And also Ollie and Billy's bonding is coming up. So all kinds of exciting things are happening here in the pig room. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more videos every single week. And until then, I hope you and your piggies are happy, safe, and healthy. Bye guys.